Hi, this is Jim Sterling, host of Podtoid. How you doing? In this special little episode, well, I say little, it's actually about the same size as a normal one. We were recording Thursday night, last night of E3. Whole bunch of Destructoid editors together, including myself and Max and Jonathan. Tara Long was being a lazy bitch, so she was asleep. But we had some fun. We also had the Brian, the man from Retro City Rampage, who had some really awesome news. So stay tuned toward the end of the pod. Don't just skip ahead. Just listen to the whole thing and then get the awesome news at the end. Just skip ahead. Anyway, enjoy the show. It was a lot of fun, and I fucking love all of the Destructoid editors, those who participated and those who did not. Mwah. Welcome, faithful listener, to Podtoid, the E3 one that we're doing. I am Jim Sterling, and I'm hosting it for a bit if you want. And I'm joined by Jonathan Holmes. Jonathan Holmes.
Hey everybody, how are you? Yeah.
we're all very tired.
Yeah.
I've actually got an all-star cast, if you read Destructoid, that is. I haven't actually got anyone famous. I've just got some people. Let's start with Conrad Zimmerman, a very oft-requested Destructoid staffer.
Is that really?
That's true.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, the number of times you've been...
incredibly humbling.
Dude, the number of times you've been requested is oft.
Well, you know, if Jonathan Holmes wasn't already such a fantastic mouthpiece on Podtoid, maybe we'd bring that back.
I can be on two podcasts.
Yeah. Whenever we can figure out how to schedule something, maybe. When we're grown-ups one day.
Yeah, I love for that.
I'm also joined by Hamza Aziz, community manager, boy.
Community director, please.
Community director now, aren't you?
Yes.
Haven't you got your big boy pants on?
I do.
Oh, don't you snap your suspenders.
Quite.
So, Hamza has been making me laugh all week with his funny faces.
It's been fucking great. Just making Jim laugh is like the purest joy in life.
I know. Such an achievement when someone so much funnier than you actually laughs at something you did. You feel like Daddy finally loves you. I mean, something normal, am I meant to say.
My dad might be dead. He disappeared in Germany, I don't know. True story.
Let's all laugh at Jim's emotional pain.
It's true. Oh dear. I shouldn't make fun of my family. It's like that time I tried to make someone laugh by telling them that my nan died of Alzheimer's and I bought an Xbox. Which I did. And we're also joined by Hollie Bennett, the UK community, I guess, director as well.
He can't get this right. I'm the European community manager.
He can't get this right.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
Let's not limit it to those little fucking islands up there. We gotta give her the whole...
Oh, I'm sorry, Lady Muck.
Thanks.
Just because you're Jim Sterling, all this powerfulness, which
everyone
fucking loves you, everyone stops you at E3.
Hans is drunk already.
They do.
Yeah. Hans is coming towards the microphone.
Powerfulness isn't a word, but carry on.
What?
Huh?
Blow me.
Bemmy. Oh,
Yes.
blow me.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I'm here. I'm fine.
I will, that's the thing, and then you'll be sorry. Then the cock will
You'll
be in the
sorry,
other
like,
mouth,
cover
my
your
friend.
eyes.
Then the cock will be in the other mouth?
That happens.
Yes, that's what I said, Jonathan Holmes.
I promised my boyfriend I wouldn't do that anymore.
Hey, we're also joined by Niero Gonzalez, the founder and the person who did it for Destructoid when he made a website that time.
I did it. You know, you're staying in 316, which is...
Steve Austin.
No.
Stone Cold.
it's the day that Detroit got started.
Oh my
God.
Are you serious?
That's the room number.
Whoa.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're in room 316 of the Silent Hill Hotel. That's what it fucking looks like, and 316 is when Destructoid started. How's that for fame?
And it started because we wanted to get into E3 for free.
And it's done because
Which we did again. Did again.
the stars have aligned.
5 years in a row.
This is scary.
Yeah, it's amazing.
This is scary. I don't give a shit. Right. Games of the week is what we do. Normally, we've played a lot of fucking games this week, except for me, who did all hands-off sessions.
I didn't play that many games either.
It was a very hands-off E3, wasn't it?
It really was. Yeah.
There was very little groping and touching of anything. It's been a very...
You know what? The night's young, Holly.
You sound so
Is that a
disappointed.
promise, Conrad?
God willing.
Oh, dang it.
Conrad and Holly are going to have anal sex. They're just sad.
Yeah, but I'm gonna be the one that takes it.
Well, I guess let's try and keep some order with this show. Let's start with Hamza. What have you played today? Let's try and stick with stuff that we've played.
Played today?
Yeah. Well, this week at E3,
Well, actually,
the show.
today, I played a new Power Rangers game for the Wii. It's absolute shit. But I got to play it with the Power Rangers. Namco actually brought out Power Rangers, dressed them up and everything, and like we fought and did poses, and I took pictures with the pink and yellow Ranger. It was really hot.
Isn't the Yellow Ranger dead?
The new ones.
You get a raise.
Oh, an alive one. What the hell?
Which one did
That's like saying Mickey Mouse is dead.
What was that? Is that the toilet flusher
Oh,
from the
thanks, yeah.
toilet that's just been given to us?
Wow.
The toilet broke.
Um,
Destructoid, living the dream.
Send me back to the vine.
Okay, you played Power Rangers,
I played
which was
Power
rubbish,
Rangers.
but you got a picture with the yellow and the pink Ranger,
Yeah.
who are both alive and well.
Yes.
God
the new
bless
ones.
them.
Yeah.
God bless them. God
Touch
bless
the
them.
butts. And then we played Dance Central 2, Holly and I.
Oh my god, Hamza's got moves like you wouldn't believe, like none.
Like a seizure patient, basically.
It was so bad that the two professional dancers had to come on to distract the crowd from Hamza.
It's all on video. It's gonna be great.
Yeah, that's going to be on the front page. Just there's nothing else. They're not going to write any words. It's going to be a blank post. Watch Hamza dance.
And yeah, I don't know. I saw the new Halo. That looked really cool. And
Which new Halo?
the remake of the original game.
Right.
And
Did it look like Reach, like you said, from the trailer? From the trailer, you were like, looks a little bit too much like Reach. I'm not too sure.
yeah, actually, it turned out that the multiplayer is Reach.
Oh,
The
all right.
multiplayer component is Reach, and then the single player is just. It's actually both. It's the original and it looks like Reach.
Okay.
So at any point as you're playing the game, you can press a button and it reverts back to the old school version,
Oh, cool.
and then you can just put it back up to the high res version.
That's the way to do it these days with these retro remakes. You always have to give people the option.
And the one button maneuver is the way to do it every single time. I see absolutely no reason to have it be some complicated menu setting or tweaking or anything like that. Just one button in and out.
Absolutely.
Like R-Type did it
yeah,
on
yeah.
Xbox Live Arcade, and that's the way to go.
Absolutely. That's great. I'm glad they're on track with that.
And what else did I play? Oh, Battlefield 3 and Modern Warfare 3. I played both of those. They were fucking
won?
awesome. Battlefield 3. Battlefield 3.
I'm gonna go Battlefield 3 too.
They're pumping
Easily.
money into that franchise. They are desperate.
I'm
for
glad
that
someone was
franchise
able to
be
play
kept
Battlefield
going.
3.
Yeah.
I went into the VIP section. They did the presentation. Had a nice Swedish man going,
He was very
we've got
delightful,
frostbite too.
wasn't he?
It's very good. You'll be a medic. It's okay. And then it was like time to play the game. They had 6 stations set up.
And 13 people in the room.
13 people, and all these fucking game journalist cunts, right? Fucking, I hadn't even fucking turned my head, and those parasitic bastards had gotten on Battlefield 2 and wouldn't get off.
Oh no! It was when I was in the
3.
Okay, sorry.
when I got in,
Sorry.
I was like I don't know. There were 3 slots left when I moved in, and so the next 2 people came in. They'd been in the line for 4 hours to wait to play Battlefield 3, and they were so fucking excited to see the game and play it. You put me anywhere for 4 hours, and I would rather stick something sharp up my ass before it's over.
That's
I'm
later
really
on.
done.
You've already said
Oh
that.
right,
That's
yes.
later on.
No, I don't have the patience for it anymore. And so this guy was all hyped up, and so then when the one machine was available and it was between me and him, I just didn't have the heart to take it from this poor bastard. So we got to play it. But Battlefield's the one. It's the
It looks
environmental
gorgeous.
destruction is phenomenal. The animations are great. Frostbite 2 engine's really going to do some cool shit.
Yeah, I mean, I had plenty of time to fucking stand and watch it while all the cunts were playing it, and it looked amazing. It does look amazing, but I mean, my one thing that I'm thinking looking at it is like Modern Warfare 3 has it beat on pacing. And scripting and carving like a tight action-packed storyline, at least looking at what I'd seen. Whereas Battlefield 3 obviously has the visuals down pat.
Well, from experience, I would not get too excited about a Modern Warfare story. That just doesn't make any sense to me. Why would you? I don't find them compelling in any way, shape, or form. And I'm sure that there are people who do, but for me, Modern Warfare, it's all about the multiplayer. Isn't that the point?
It's not so much the story as just
it's the set piece to
just
set
the
piece, right?
Yeah, it's like
Okay.
it's like a roller coaster. You go from set piece to set piece, and it's a good experience. It may not be the best narrative in
I don't
the
know.
world.
Modern Warfare 2, I gave it to I had this stoner kid that lived in my apartment complex come over and play it until No Russian, and then I played No Russian, gave him the controller back and watched the rest.
I think
no
this is
interest.
Scoville back with the Stuff.
Oh, that might be our boy
Lady
Max
drinks.
Scoville.
It could
With
be
the
lady
stuff.
drinks.
He's got the stuff, guys.
Hey guys.
Okay, here we go. We've got more people coming in.
The party has started.
He's coming, don't worry.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Not worried.
we've got some people back here. Max Scoville is coming. Don't worry, girls. He's coming.
All over my face and tits.
Damn right. It's like.
Oh, I think there's 14 people in this podcast now.
Let's 14. Let's do some extra introductions. We have got Tony Ponce, who you might know from Destructoid.com.
Yeah.
I feel very welcome. Thank you.
Hello, Tony. Tony
Hi.
Ponce.
Don't worry, we'll make you feel really welcome later. Holly's got a little something special for you.
Yeah.
Sharp. What's up there?
Oh!
What just happened?
Oh wait, what?
Yeah, we should
Wrong
really
way.
elucidate.
No, 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 no.
Hollie Bennett almost got him out for the lads.
No, Max, see, I'm not Tara.
Oh! We also have Bob Muir.
Muir.
Jufer.
Hi, what's up?
Commonly
Japan
known as,
Joint Sis represent.
Yep.
We also have.
It's like Noir, but less fun.
It's really noisy.
Squid
here.
there.
You guys shut up, please.
We also have the guy you will know as Tactix.
Hey, what's up?
And just wandering in like something the cat coughed up. It is the lovely, the ladies' man. He turns panties everywhere into Niagara Falls. It's Max Scoville.
Hey guys, I brought over some bugles and candy corn if anyone's interested.
Can you bring ladies drinks?
I brought some Mountain Dew and vodka.
Oh, Max Scoville is the snack magician.
Because they don't have Mountain Dew in the UK.
Oh, yeah. Red cups?
Or lemonade.
Got them red
Well,
cups,
now
Max?
they might be able to bring the
Oh,
throwback
my
in there.
cups.
They've got the sugar-based formula back
No,
in.
Alright,
we
let's
have
get it back
Mountain
on.
Dew Energy,
Oh,
which is just basically all sugar because we don't have the corn syrup.
yeah.
So, yeah.
Why don't
They
you
don't
not
have
have
Mountain Dew.
soda?
They don't
They don't
have high
have-
fructose corn syrup.
Oh, that's
over
right.
there.
We had a long talk about that at
It's
Walgreens.
illegal, that's why
It's
we're not
enlightening.
It's illegal.
Why don't we talk about
that
video
makes
games?
sense.
Yeah, this is scintillating conversation, lads.
So we're going to talk about games?
Yeah, we're going to talk about some video games. I'm going to move on to Hollie Bennett. What did you play this week?
What did I play? I got hands-on with the new Assassin's Creed multiplayer. So for anyone who's really into multiplayers but doesn't like the COD-style PvP big gun shit, it's really clever because you really are trying to hide from people, but at the same time you're trying to not break cover, but break cover to go fuck someone up. Really clever. I got my interview with Cliffy B. Now, for everybody on the site knows how you want to shut the fuck up, Scoville.
Max Scoville making fart noises there. He doesn't like Cliffy B. Cliffy B likes me, Max. He said he liked my things that I do sometimes.
I got
Yeah.
a chocolate clippy once. It was
He
great.
didn't
Talked
even
shit about
say
you.
your name, Max Scoville. He looked at me when he did the presentation, which proves it.
Jim, were you drunk when you said he liked your cock? Or what? Remember that? Was that sober Jim or drunk Jim?
Who liked my cock?
Someone
Everyone.
last night. He looked like you.
Right.
Said, I saw Cliffy B. He liked my cock. Said he liked my big cock. Said keep it down. Don't. Yeah, it was a long. Cock
That might
talk.
have been me.
Yeah, he looked like you. I don't know.
Cliffy B didn't actually say he liked my cock. I think I was telling a cheeky lie.
Actually, he said, I'm sure Destructoid must be happy after Kotaku got a redesign.
Yeah,
I think
Cliffy
that's
B
what he
did say
said
that.
as we walked in. He's like, God, Destructoid must be absolutely thrilled by Gorka's redesign. Like, yeah.
He did say that. That was Clifford Blazinski, not me. I didn't say that. Kotaku's a piece of shit. Anyway.
Yeah, what else?
What else did you play?
Codemasters. I got hands on with F1 2011 on the PSV.
Oh God.
What was that?
Yeah.
You just said? The F1
F1
2011.
Formula 1 2011
Oh,
on
thank
the Sony PlayStation Vita.
Ah, very good. You said all that.
Also got to play F1 in the D-Box, which if no one's seen, it's like $1.50 worth of racing simulating equipment. Really cool. Their body count is their first-person shooter they're releasing. It's shit. Didn't say that. It's terrible. It really is bad.
Keep going, Scoville.
No good at that. What else did I play that I... What else did I play that I like?
I don't know. You played Assassin's Creed or some bullshit.
Yeah. Lots of Just Dance. But no, really good. Loads and loads and loads of interviews coming up. And some really great ones. So many interviews of me just being like, oh my god, I'm so excited!
I think we're going to have over 200 videos
Yeah,
at E3
easily.
between everybody. Between the Revision 3 team, between the Hollie Bennett team, Venom Carnage, me and Andy. It's
Me.
Yeah.
Sweet Hamza,
Yeah,
Bob
Muir,
Muir.
Bob. Yeah, so many people.
Yeah, highlights from the JTV stream as well.
Yeah.
Seriously,
It's really like a
ton
video
of
site
video
now.
games.
the Revision 3 Destructoid show stuff alone, their minimum was 30 videos.
And I
That was
think
just their
they've done
minimum.
30
They've probably
already.
done,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. Well, there's quite a bit still to come. Tara and I and Max, we ran around all day today just shooting anything we could get our hands on. It was pretty cool.
You guys aren't ready for my Kinect review. I played 8 Kinect games today. I was intentionally bad at all of them.
Yes, it was completely intentional. It was completely intentional how awful Max was at Fruit Ninja.
Max, I don't have a vodka.
I'm working on it. Good lord, woman.
As the man in the stall said to the man waiting, give me
Oh, is that where
time.
you're going
baby."
next? Okay. See you soon, Max.
Okay, well, Max has gone off to do some things with some stuff. Is that all you played, Holly? My arm gets tired holding the microphone in that direction. Fuck it.
Hold it.
Yeah, no, that's...
Get off! This is my toy! Conrad Zimmerman from Destructoid.com, the man who is the deputy news editor
Yes.
as of this week.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
He is, he has grown up, posh boy. He has got a shiny apple. What did you play this week?
No, I played I didn't play Battlefield, unfortunately, because it did look really cool. But SSX was actually really, really impressive. They're doing some amazing things. That's the other Frostbite 2 engine game that they had at E3. Phenomenally cool stuff there. The big one for me was almost certainly Payday, the heist, PSN and PC title coming soon. Really incredible. You plan and execute a heist with 3 other people. So the demo that they had there had us going into the bank, finding the bank manager, acquiring the key, going to the copy room where they had previously hidden thermite and some other supplies. You got to take yourself off of the video camera footage, eliminate cameras in the security areas so that the cops can't locate you as easily. It changes up their tactics. It's amazing. If you've ever had a penis, you've wanted to pull a heist.
Oh.
And in this game, it fulfills that fantasy unbelievably.
I've seen it,
The exception is Jonathan
Yeah,
Moss.
for the record,
I know, I was just like, what?
not that long ago, I told Conrad, I never really wanted to rob a bank. Maybe I'd give money away, and he was like, I see. And now I understand what he was actually thinking while I was saying
Well, yeah, I mean, the fact of the matter is, it's like, it's not about the money. It's
Right.
about the thrill
It's about the thrill.
of going out and doing it.
The
I mean, I
challenge.
could walk out the door, turn around, and give the money back. It's like, hey, cool. Thanks. I really appreciate
That's
it.
awesome.
The fact that he did it. Yeah.
But let's see, what else did I check out those? Oh, the other thing that I really wanted to bring was Bastion, which is part of
it's
the.
still looking good,
it's
isn't
coming. Yeah, it's coming out like next month or very shortly thereafter for Xbox Live Arcade, and it is incredibly cool. It is like an isometric view, and the ground as you're walking along, it's this big empty space, but these paths that you walk in, the ground comes up to meet you and has all this environmental stuff on top of it that's all destructible. Really gorgeous art, fascinating gameplay, and then when anything you do, there's this narrator who's kind of like I screwed this up when we were talking about it for Revision 3 too. What's the name of the guy who played Hellboy?
Ron Perlman.
Ron Perlman. There's this Ron Perlman-like voice. It's not Ron Perlman. It's actually this really short little dude. They had him there at the booth, and I looked and I was like, there's no way that voice came out of that mouth. But there's this deep, resonant, world-embodying voice that narrates everything you're doing as you're playing it. So at one point I was fleeing from the environment falling apart behind me, and I'm somersaulting past all the enemies that are in my path, and he's like, he didn't stop for anything. He rolled and rolled through all in his path. And I'm like, holy fucking shit, this is amazing. The very beginning of the game, you're laying in this bed, and it gives you this little intro shit. And if you just sit there, it just sits there forever until you move the joystick. He rose from his bed. And it's like, fuck yes! 3,000 lines of dialogue recorded for this. You'll never hear it all. Really cool. Definitely check it out.
I've seen Conrad Zimmerman in forever.
Oh,
Curious?
Sesame Street.
Whoa.
Holy
Game
fucking
show.
shit.
So fucking
Yeah.
adorable.
Wow, I've never smiled so.
we did?
We did a video.
That might be like the thing I'm most proud of since I started at Destructoid.
we had so much
I
fun.
tickled the fuck out of those fucking puffalopes.
Yes, you did, and it's amazing. I want Connect on the basis of this game. It's so strong. I would probably not buy any other Connect games and still be happy with the investment just because it's so cool. It's so full of heart,
It's
and
like
I know
a
there's
rhythm
gonna.
game, right?
It's not a rhythm game. It's
my bad.
Well, I mean, it's a whole bunch of things. Think of it like a mini game collection in a way.
Oh, okay.
The demo that they showed us, there's this monster. I wish I could remember his name. There's this monster. He loves these puffalopes. He wants to be their friend, but he's a big scary monster.
He's a fucking retard.
Yeah, he's an idiot.
He tries to pet them and he kills them.
Yeah. He's Lenny from
Very
my
dark
Sesame.
Sesame.
Yeah, that's exactly the example they
Intellectual
gave
joke,
us.
go.
And so, in order to earn his trust so that we can help him sort of get his shit together and learn to be the friend to these puffalopes, you have to pretend to be a monster. And so he does all these actions, he waves his hands above his head, or he does a little sneaking motion, or he stops and growls. And so you have to recreate all of these motions as he's doing them with Elmo and Cookie Monster as the characters that you're portraying on the screen. And it's just adorable. It's so much fun. Max, you got to talk about the puffalopes because I know that's your big thing.
Oh my fucking god, the puffalopes. Basically, you have to lure the puffalopes out of their nest, and they have this big fucking big field, and they got little holes everywhere. And you see them like poking out, and you have, I believe they're puffalope biscuits, and they're shaped like bones, like dog biscuits, but they're pizza chocolate sandwiches. So like,
Wait a minute.
Yes, they
Yeah,
are. They
that's
are
how I
pizza.
put it in.
It's pizza.
Questions.
It's like pepperoni and cheese surrounding chocolate in a bone shape.
and get this, it's a fruit. It's got a stem on it.
Yes, it's
So
got
you
a fruit.
take these fucking things and you throw them at the puffalopes, and you have to lure the puffalopes toward you. And once you get them, you tickle them. You tickle the shit out of them.
And it's
You just-
Cookie Monster
you just
and
get
Elmo
in there.
doing this stuff? Who's doing the tickling?
I don't fucking know. What are you concerned about this?
It's
What are you like,
awesome.
having
There's
trouble
these
with the
phantom
story?
hands.
They just come out.
There's these green phantom hands that represent your hands.
Oh,
You know,
so you're
doing
doing it
yeah,
yourself.
yeah. You're in that particular sequence. You are the one.
How do you move them?
You are the controller.
You're the controller.
My controller.
Yeah, that's one of the cool things about E3 is that they get all this weird, promotional shit all over the place. And I love the bathrooms, the bathroom mirrors at E3.
Oh, yeah. Did you wash your controllers?
Did you wash your controllers?
Yeah.
That's classy. I'm sorry. I don't care how much you hate
that's kinda
Connect.
fun.
Is that
That's
what they-
cute.
Did you shake your
They actually
controller?
I didn't.
Yeah, on the mirrors they had these decals.
For fuck's
It
sake.
says, "Did you
They
wash
said
your
you wash your
controllers?"
bathrooms at E3. I was at the urinal, and someone left one of the G4 swag bags on top of the urinal, and I had a picture of Adam Sessler on it. And I realized while I was taking a piss that I was looking at a picture of Adam Sessler and touching my dick, which was just weird. I don't know. I guess I could have been looking at that broad, but I mean, really, it's funny with Adam
I'd rather
Sessler.
look at Adam Sessler, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah, you know what you're getting is for real with the sex.
Like,
Durr.
Sex?
Okay.
you know
So
my
anyway, I'm sorry.
Scoville.
Oh, that's all right.
Holmes.
No, Max
Yes.
Scoville, but
What did Holmes play?
Oh, what did I play? Today? Oh yeah.
Well, just this week, like
It's such a
pick
blur.
some
Jesus
games that
Christ.
you liked.
Well,
that
I
you
played all the Wii U demos except the bird one.
I heard that one's fucking like gnarly. You just go around picking up flowers as a bird.
I'm into
Jesus, I want to play that motivational poster real bad.
Oh, you bastard. Come on, you like flower? Just a flower.
Game is fucking gay.
Homophobia on Podtoid.
this game's gay.
Yeah,
I want to
all
play
the-
this now. What's going on?
I played Resident Evil Revelations on the 3DS. It's probably my favorite game of the show. This is. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's wrong
Yeah,
with you?
no, it's
Oh,
awesome.
The 3DS?
No,
Resident
it's
Evil?
awesome.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
awesome. It is to classic Resident Evil what Mega Man 9 was to Mega Man 2, except with kick-ass graphics.
So less cool. That's what you're telling me.
No, I love Resident Evil 1.
No,
and 2.
no. You made a Mega Man 9 to Mega Man 2 comparison, so you're saying they're putting out an inferior product.
Oh, well, okay, we can get into
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
I think Mega Man 9 is
Conrad with the twisting of the words.
just being a dick. Yeah, you know. Yeah.
Jonathan, does it have like fixed camera angles like the old
No,
ones?
see that's the thing. It's the Resident Evil 4 engine with Resident Evil 1 and 2 thinking. You're in tight corridors. You run out of ammo all the time. Stuff just like comes out of nowhere and just fucks your shit
But
up
you can shoot
immediately.
easier if you decide to shoot.
Yeah, but these things, they move like, they're all like Silent Hill, like gimped out.
They're not zombies?
No, they're made out of sludge. They're like
a cross between the Lost Plague.
they've got maggots for tongues. No, they're not. They look like Silent Hill
Were
zombies.
they from the Resident Evil Zero?
They're all new. Nobody knows what the shit is. Capcom was talking to me about.
So they're not like based on the Leechy. That's what you're
No,
talking
that's
about.
not.
Yeah, so
No, those
the
things
Leech
kind of
ones.
sucked. They were all right. The only leech zombies I liked were the ones that made you think they were regular zombies. Then you shoot them, they turn to leeches. Anyway, no. Capcom was like, you've never seen these in the game before. You're on a ship. So you're surrounded by water. I wonder if water has something to do with it. They're giving me clues to it. And when you kill
Zombie
them,
water.
yeah, exactly. When you
Zombie
kill them,
water.
they just dissolve into this puddle
So-
of blood and like pus.
So are there any actual zombies in it?
Yeah, it's like what you're eating.
Cancer.
Oh, I'm sorry. You were gonna say, Jim?
I was just saying, are there actual zombies in it, or are
Not
they
that
just
I've
these
seen.
sludgy?
But
boys?
in the trailer from last year, there were zombies.
Yeah.
So they
When
may
does
show
this
up
take
eventually.
place in the timeline?
Between 4 and 5.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's like a
Does this-
prequel.
Does this have anything to do with the Game Boy Color Resident Evil? Because that was on a
I
boat
know,
too.
that was also on a
Oh,
ship.
with Leon.
Resident Evil Gaiden.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think that's
No,
non-canon
there's a
now.
new sidekick who's
Yes, it is.
supposedly the new Barry Burton. His name's Parker.
Yeah.
And he's just like, need any help? Just no matter what he's doing.
Niero
So sign me up.
What's
I-
going
I-
on this
I
boat?
was a huge Resident Evil fan. Like in the demo that they showed you playing, there was a scene where you go into the bathroom, you have to find a screwdriver.
Yeah.
And you have to drain the bathtub water to get to the screwdriver. And you know, when I drained the bathtub water, I was like, okay, there's gonna be a zombie probably behind me, like in Resident Evil 1. And the guy could see that I was kind of nervous. Like, no, that's not yet. And So
Right.
I walk out of the bathroom, and then something pops out, and it has that feel of like the old Resident Evil games. and
Big
I'm
time.
Really
Big time.
excited for it.
Yeah, I had forgotten how much I like the old Resident because I love Resident Evil 4. I'm totally fine with action-based Resident Evil, but I forgot that lack of ammo, tight spaces, and pacing of the stress and the relief from that stress, how brilliant that can feel. So yeah, I love that game.
Just the ambiance too, just the like how it feels.
I know,
Just-
and the graphics are
yeah,
incredible.
They did the 3D right. Like,
Yeah,
it
yeah.
looks
The
really
3D,
good.
you don't think about it.
Yeah.
You just get the sense of depth without having it like slammed in your face all the time. So yeah, they did a bang up job with that. Street Fighter Cross Tekken was also really good. That was a really compelling fighting game. Really curious about how far I can take that. And Jesse and I fought Seth Killian.
Yep.
And I think you won in
I
my
won in
heart. You won.
spirit.
Yeah, absolutely.
I
you
spent
won.
I must have spent at least 40 minutes to an hour back behind Capcom just playing the shit out of
Oh,
it.
yeah?
It was so much fun.
Yeah.
What do you mean he won like spiritually or?
He was kind of a dick. You know I love Seth.
That's Seth Killian.
Yeah.
He's
But
great, but he's a
Jesse's
dick. In
winning.
a great way.
And then Jesse's like confidently trying to pull off these combos, and he's chipping away at him with supers and stuff like that. Then he has enough health, and he just kind of backs off and lets time run out. He did that twice, and it was like very, very close.
Seth never
That's-
beat
that's
me.
awesome.
Seth never beat me.
Time ran out before Jesse beat him.
Yeah.
Right.
That's what it was.
The inevitable was about to happen, and he ducked out of it by letting time run out.
It's all documented. Yeah.
It's all
It's all
documented.
on
Yeah, that
video.
video's coming up. But mostly, I just shot a ton of video. Jesus Christ. It's just always shooting videos. Wanted to play some video games. Walked by Anarchy Reigns, didn't get to play that. Really wanted to play that. I can complain about being at E3 now. That would probably make our listeners really feel bad for me. So I'll
E3 sucks.
I'll divert that before it gets worse. So yeah, did we wrap up, everybody? Who else wants to talk about what games
Oh,
they played?
Suda 51, are you
Oh.
circumcised? I wanna know.
I did meet Suda51 today. That wasn't playing a video game, but that dude is, his translator was losing her shit constantly. I didn't know what he was saying. He's speaking Japanese. He'd just be like, oh, kondo horodoro de, handa sada, oh, and then she just loses it. Then she'd lose it. It was just like a vocal tone. And she'd be like, and then finally he'd stop talking and be like, can I say snot on your website? I'm like, yeah, you can say snot. How about man crush? I'm like, man crush? Yeah, let it out.
no.
Yeah.
What kind of operation does he think we're
He
running?
said,
You
yeah,
can't
well,
say that.
they were just incredible people. She was so polite, and he was so like rude and weird, but hilarious, and really just friendly, and didn't care about the language barrier at all. He's making eye contact with me on every answer, and yeah, I could go on about that. Hopefully that interview will be up next
I
week.
find those interviews really hard to do. The ones where you've got the translator.
Yeah, I did like
Especially when
three
you've
of
got the
those.
one mic and you're never sure where to look, they don't know where to look.
Yeah.
The interpreter's not sure what they want to do, and they always make for some really awkward interviews. I had Ijitaki interview for Team Ninja.
Oh yeah.
I had that interview and it was a great interview, but I was terrified because he was so famous. I was really intimidated.
Sure.
He looks at me and is just like, really, really broken English, like, I'm not scary, I won't bite. I'm like, no, I'm fucking terrified of you.
You look like you will cry.
Yeah, I'm like, no, I'm terrified of you.
Isn't
You
he-
don't know where to look. It makes the interviewing really hard.
Isn't that guy not part of Team Ninja anymore?
Yeah, he's
No,
not.
the Valhalla Studios, and they're working on Devil's Third.
Oh right, yes,
Right.
that's what he's doing.
All right, THQ. That's their big title right now.
Tickly Khaki, that's what you should have called him.
Yeah.
I've been
You should call him
trying to
Oatmeal
get.
Cookie Face.
Oh God! I've been trying to get Jonathan Holmes to do terrible interviews with people all week.
Oh yeah.
Giving him half
What did you want
drunken
me
and
to
half
call
sleepy.
Suda? You wanted me to ask Suda.
I know. I wanted you to call T-Pain Tickly Poop. There's a lot of
That's right.
tickly.
And this morning, as you
Suda
rise
50
from your bed, because me and Jem shared a hotel room this year, said, I'm going to meet Suda 51 today. I'm so excited. He's one of my heroes. You're like, tell him Jim Sterling wants to tickle his cherry bowls.
Yeah, that
I'm
was
like,
it.
Wow.
I want
You
to
just
tickle
said-
his little cherry tomato balls because I like him, and I like to kill a 7 when he made it that time. Okay.
Destructoid.
Destructoid. Where's Max and Conrad? They've gone away.
They gone and fucked.
They're doing
What
sex.
have you played, Jim?
They're doing deep kissing outside.
Are you cold, Hollie? You want me to turn down the...
I'm freezing.
Aww.
She's in my bed. I've been farting and shitting in there.
I forgot that in America you have air conditioning in every room. So the temperature's fine if there's no air conditioning, but everything's fucking freezing.
Holly,
in
I
this
do
country.
warn you. I've been doing massive wanks in that bed.
Me too.
There you go.
My hands are right now.
That's our home.
Feels good.
Oh,
You
female masturbation.
That's the overall theme of Podtoid today.
Stimulating the labia.
Hamza, you played the Wii U, right?
Yeah, I played it a
What'd
little
you
bit.
think?
It was pretty cool, actually. I don't know. I thought it was gonna be a novelty bullshit thing, but like it actually handles really well. Like the gyroscopic controls, especially, it's a lot better in 3DS. I think it's
Oh,
a
yeah?
lot more responsive.
I would agree.
The Pirate Arrow demo is amazing.
Yeah.
It's like parappa-like, and I was dancing more in that than like any Just Dance game could get
Oh,
me
sure.
to dance.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I was feeling the rhythm and.
I just want to see
Moving
some.
like an awkward white boy.
I just want to see some actual core games on it because what they showed off, Nintendo later admitted that it was all PS3 or Xbox 360 footage that they showed at the conference.
Oh,
is that
really?
right?
Oh yeah. Well, those games are coming. It's just.
Oh yeah,
gonna
they're
be
coming, but
powered
like I want to
controls.
see how it would even work with the controller.
Well, actually, it was right next to the VIP entrance that you went up, but they had Ghost Recon right next to you, like
Playable?
playable. Like people were playing it. I thought it was like
What?
just a video.
Did you see it?
Yeah. It was like
No.
just hiding in the corners, just like one unit. It wasn't on the one wall. It was just on this one
Ghost
wall.
Recon on the
The
Wii
Wii U, yeah.
Huh.
It was, and I knew it was running on the hardware because someone had the controller and was touching.
Tony told me this after E3 ended.
Yeah, thanks, Tony.
Thanks,
Cheers,
Tony.
Tony.
Oh, Tony.
God.
You fucking cunt.
You never.
Oh, we love Tony Ponce. He's
Yeah, we do.
sat cross-legged on the floor
Yeah.
with his beard, like
Yeah,
a
that's
little
great.
gnome.
He just needs a really big pointy hat.
I would love to see you with a pointy hat on. My fucking word. Anyway, I played this week. Not a lot. It was, as I say, it was mostly hands-off stuff.
Oh, please.
I played. Tony Ponce is putting on a Sonic hat.
He has a need for speed.
They even added the
Sonic
real-
Racing! You all know the words! So we saw Crush 40 this week at the Sonic Boom Party.
That was my
fucking
favorite
amazing.
Sonic Boom Party.
That was the game of the show.
Yeah, game of the show, Sonic Boom, Sonic Boom. There's a video on Destructoid.com. I think that the headline is something like Sega rapes E3 with the Sonic Boom Party. Check it out. It's the best 10 minutes of your life.
You need to speak your heart.
Jim,
How'd that go then?
I had an interview with someone today, and they're like, yeah, we saw Jim's article. We loved the header of Jim's article. And I'm like, oh, what the fuck did Jim write? And I can't remember what game it was, but it's something about you comparing the game to God's cock.
Oh, that was Elder Scrolls.
Elder Scrolls.
I said Elder Scrolls will make you feel as powerful as God's cock.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it was like, yeah. I was like, I'm so sorry for whatever Jim's written. What he told me. I was like, I just apologize now.
That's probably
see
easiest.
what
Yeah.
happens. I'm so sorry for Jim. And I love him. I'm like, me too. Right.
Oh, Pete Hines is a pedophile. Like, let's see them like that. He's not, by the way.
No.
No.
Disclaimer.
Well, no, we can't. Let's
We
be
can't
fair.
confirm.
Let's be fair. We can't deny it
Rumours
because
will
we
start
don't know.
somewhere.
We don't know what he does.
What were we talking about?
I forgot. Space Marine is a game I played this week.
Oh, yeah.
Warhammer.
How
What?
is it?
Sorry, Hans. A problem?
Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. You suck. You suck cocks from men.
Dude, the amount of
Oh, is that
people
what it's
at the
from
party
men?
that
Oh, I didn't
know
that
that.
asked if Hamza was gay is unreal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At the loft party, so many people want to know if Hamza was gay.
Just because I look really sharp in that fucking vest doesn't mean I am gay. It's really,
How do you
really
refute
good.
the not liking Space Marine though, which is a classic case of homosexuality?
No comment.
Yeah, no comment. That's what I thought.
Jesse proves it.
Yep. Hamza looked at a gay once, so that proves that he's gay.
Hey,
Anyway.
whatever, bitch. I played Battlefield 3.
I'm Hamza.
Talk about your stupid name.
I'm Hamza.
Hamza,
That's
played
you.
The Halo remake too,
I
right?
didn't play it. It wasn't playable, but I
Oh,
saw
okay.
it. Yeah.
I like the Halo remake because it proves you can polish a turd.
Exactly.
Oh!
The first game is the worst Halo game out there.
You're fucking insane. You like Halo 2. No one likes Halo 2.
Halo 2 was so much better than the
It was
first one.
complete crap. Talk about Space Marines. guys.
Okay.
I will fucking punch someone.
Yeah, totally.
So anyway, Space
Some people
Marine.
like you get more
Space
confidence.
Marine is based on Warhammer 40,000, which Halo ripped off, and and I liked it. You are a Space Marine, and the screen shakes when you run because you're big. And that is good, isn't it?
Bigger than Jim Sterling.
You can do shooting with a gun and chopping with a sword.
Yeah, what's happening?
And sometimes it is an axe that you have got. Sorry, Tactix has had a breakdown now.
Yeah.
But my hand's sweaty. There was Chaos Space Marines, and they shot at me, and I was like, just stop it! So I shot them, and actually, on a serious note, it is. I was really impressed with the way Space Marine blended the melee hack and slash with the shooting. I think they did a good job, and I think anyone who doesn't like it is they molest things.
How you do it?
Holmes are just drinking a beer, really sour. Like a thug you see in an old film when they go into a bar and he looks at the newcomer suspiciously drinking his beer. That's what Hamza looks like right now in a cowboy film.
A gay cowboy film?
Yeah, a gay cowboy film where men do gay. Christ almighty. I warned Podtoid listeners on the last episode that if we did one from the hotel, it would be shit. So if you're listening this far, you've only got yourselves to blame. What else did I play? Quickly. I haven't got all day.
Yeah, you avoided some interviews. You walked away from some appointments.
Oh yeah,
That's
because I didn't want to play Body Count.
Oh, well, I did.
How was Body Count?
Oh, she said it was shit. You should have been listening.
I'm sorry, I
No,
forgot.
I mean, it's not. I mean, it's just one of those games that'll come out and people just forget about it. It'll just be forgotten. It's going to fall into the black hole of it was not that bad and it was not good either. It's going to be right in the middle. Proper Codemaster shooter game.
I played Ninja Gaiden as well. Hamza, thoughts?
It's bullshit.
Yeah.
It's not as good as the last two
You said
games.
there was some
Nowhere
game
near
you
as
liked that had a terrible name but was a good game.
Oh, Renegade Ops. Yes,
that's
let's
really
talk
fun.
about Renegade
That's
Ops.
exactly
I saw the Renegade Ops booth and my eyes just glazed over because it just sounded like another generic.
Renegade.
Yeah,
Yeah, I thought
it sounded like the
Side-scrolling
game that
shooter
would
or
be
whatever.
called Renegade Ops. But it's not. It's more like Micro Machines in the jungle with guns.
Whoa.
It's like this top-down shooter, but you are little cars, and you're fighting tanks and rocket launchers, and the thing that really turned me on was they're inspired by Saturday morning cartoons. So they were telling me about it. Ken Balo at Sega was talking to me about it, and he was like, yeah, we've got villains in there that's like the main villain is like a Skeletor or a Cobra Commander type, just like really over the top. It's just really silly, and I had a go at it, and controls really nice. The cars like skid around and tumble over, and yeah, really good fun. It plays exactly like you wouldn't expect a game called Renegade Ops to play. Like, shit name but great game. That's your headline. That should be their tagline, really. That should be what it is.
Get that on the box, Jim.
Yeah, I mean, definitely they should change it. They should change the name. They should call it Car Drive Gun.
Yeah, please.
So much better.
Well, it would be more interesting. I would check something out called Car Drive Gun.
Sure, I'd be curious.
But yeah, that was good. Going back to Ninja Gaiden, Hamza wasn't so keen. I thought it was okay. I want to give it a chance. Yeah, there was a lot of blood. Arms and legs stayed on. They said.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
What are they doing that for? What a downgrade.
They said what it is that they wanted to try and make it violent, not gory. And
What about all the blood?
well, it's
Blood isn't gory.
These are the same guys who said, the reason why we made Dead or Alive Beach Volleyball is because these girls are like our daughters. We're beautiful, and we want to pay tribute to them. It's not like that, So I could see them saying violence is not gory as well.
Well, the thing is they wanted to make the violence more realistic because that kind of ties into the story.
Okay.
They wanted to downplay the actual gore because they said like when you chop off an arm, it becomes just an object.
Okay.
And a lot of Ryu's enemies in this one are human
Okay.
because the story of the game is that Ryu, over the course of these 3 games, has basically slaughtered half the population of China. And the idea is that Ryu's everyone he's ever killed is basically sort of he's going to pay for it. And so what they wanted to do is make it a bit more realistic because when you cut someone with a sword, their arm doesn't come off.
Right.
Like, you hit bone.
Sure.
And so when you actually see the bodies, they are covered in like cuts and gashes and there's blood everywhere, but the limbs are still attached. It is weird because we're so used to over-the-top video game violence,
Right.
where you cut off an arm and it goes flying.
Chainsaw bayonet.
Sure.
Chainsaw bayonet.
I wonder if it has to do with like Japanese censorship because I remember they took all the blood out of Ninja Gaiden 2 Sigma for PS3. So now they put the blood back in, but now you can't cut the limbs off. And I'm wondering if there's,
If that's going to be like Zero D instead of Zero Z.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like trying to
Yeah,
market
they're
that so it's not in the back room where no one's going to buy it.
Sure. Yeah,
I mean,
if you have a Zero Z
Yeah,
game
no one's
in
gonna-
Japan,
I
forget
think
it.
Dead
It's like-
Rising the bombed over there. That was Zero Z.
Right, that's right. You just
I
get
mean,
through it.
I don't know whether there is a surreptitious reason for it, but their explanation was that they want the actual feeling of cutting into someone and killing someone and what
Instead
that
of-
might mean. And that's a noble goal if they're genuine about it.
They want this game about like superpowered ninjas to be totally realistic.
Yeah.
That's where they go.
Yeah.
But there are varying degrees of cartoonish violence, and maybe they are wanting to tell more of a emotionally poignant story that's better. I should have just bowed out of this podcast. Something happened after. Let's do it. Hey, how are you doing, Max? And Conrad's back too.
Yeah, let's talk about sleep. Yeah, wouldn't that be a little nice to get a little bit of that?
Yeah, it would be nice.
You're in our fucking hotel room. You can
Dude,
fuck off if you're tired.
I think I've had.
I'm sorry, I'm keeping you up in my hotel
No,
room.
you're not keeping me up. But it's just like this show it's such an energy sucking fiend. I mean, it just devours you entirely. I think I've had maybe 12 hours of sleep this week, and I mean, you're always running around doing something, and it doesn't stop when the show ends because you have to go out and meet with people and have fun, so to speak.
Or edit your videos.
Or be up all night. You're writing until 5 in the morning, and
With the internet, goddamn the internet, Silent Hill Hotel.
And it's absolutely worth it. It's absolutely worth it every single time. Like I never regret doing one of these things ultimately.
Oh, no, it's
I
so
go
great.
in so miserable and angry and cynical, and then by the end, I've had the best time.
I haven't seen you this happy since the last E3.
Yeah,
Crazy.
yeah.
Yeah, it is.
I don't know. I start enjoying E3 I want to say a week after. I hate it during the week, and then once all the physical pain has gone,
Yeah.
once because I've been carrying around a ton of fat and tits several hours a day. Then once all that agony's gone, then I think that was good. Who's got their phone? Who's fucking with their phone? It's going right in this fucking headphone.
Quick, turn your phones on.
You.
Turn the phones on.
Cool. Those are awesome headphones.
I can hear it beeping. Fucker egg.
Fucker egg?
Fucker egg. A guy
Maybe
says
it's
it in
out of
screen.
batteries. Or
Huh?
a little friend
You need
there.
a tiny dick.
Is that what that is?
I don't know what's going on.
Andy will help. Technical help from
Andy will
my
help.
video producer, Andy.
What's going on,
It's
Andy?
amazing.
He's gonna feel it up. He's gonna get in there.
Is it a nice beeping or what?
I don't hear anything.
Oh, finally
It's
gone wrong
amazing.
again.
It's going crazy.
Oh God!
Jim needs a drink.
It's the E3 madness has set in finally.
Do you still hear the beeping? Any more chewy lemon heads, anyone?
Actually, it's gone.
It's not a party without chewy lemon heads.
Anyway, speaking of weird, scary things, I played Silent Hill Downpour.
Yeah, how was
And,
that?
yeah, more like Silent Hill Letdown.
Oh!
Because it was poor.
Wow.
Double
What do you
oh!
expect when Korn's doing the theme song for it?
Corn?
Well, the theme song doesn't really
But it's
have anything to do with the
Right,
gameplay.
Right,
but
right. I'll give you
But
that.
that's the-
But
where
that's
the thinking
indicative
was.
of the tone of the game.
Yeah,
You
thinking
got
of the
Korn.
producers, it was like, we need corn.
Yeah, Korn
We need
is what
some
they want to
wet,
use to represent
gravelly
this game.
guys. We need some...
I didn't even know Corn was still around.
Hey, speaking
I
of
know.
letdowns, what's the story on Duke Nukem Forever?
yeah.
I don't know if we
Well,
should talk about
I don't
that.
know. I know Maurice has played it. He said to avoid it like the plague, basically.
Marie says that about everything though. Like,
that's
but-
true.
Good impression. Good
Dude,
impression.
never play a co-op game with Maurice Tan, who I'm going to get on Podtoid very soon. If you don't know him, he's a Dutch dude or whatever grotty little shithole he comes from. And, you know, I'm playing Portal 2 with him, and the dude's like, oh, look at the glider, she is so funny, she is a cynical robot, you know, oh, it is so hilarious. And I'm like, fuck off, you pirate half your games anyway, you've got no right to complain, you're a thief. No, I've got Duke Nukem Forever in my little satchel, which I'm going to take it home, and...
You have it too? Two of you have it?
My best friend's the PR. My flatmate's
Oh, that's
PRing
right,
it. Well,
that's
I've
right.
had so much Duke in my house. My boyfriend John called me about 3 hours ago.
Dukey.
Babe, I love you. He's a bit of a Duke Nukem player. He's like, but please don't get mad when you see all the pictures of me with the strippers. He's like, but it's cool because you're at E3. That's not what we agreed. That's not how we play the game.
You have the
Well, what is
review
it if
copy of Ocarina of Time 3D too,
Oh,
right?
I've got a review copy of Ocarina of Time 3D.
Just
I want
being-
that one.
you're just being
I'm sorry,
Jim
that-
Sterling. It's awesome.
That demo of Duke is so terrible. I mean, it's so beyond bad. I couldn't
Really?
believe it. Well, I mean, the first half of it is that opening bathroom sequence and him playing the video game of himself, and that's kind of fun and cool and over the top. And then for some inexplicable reason, they decided to jump to a car driving sequence, which is
What?
terrible.
What it basically is, it's a demo they had.
Yeah, it's the same demo
It-
we've seen.
Yeah,
a ton
so
of
they didn't
times.
want to just recycled it basically. For
And
the
I hadn't played it before, so I didn't realize that it was shit. So I downloaded it, and I was completely psyched to play it because, I mean, here's Duke Nukem, 13 years in the making. Oh my god.
How far does it go? Does it get to the what's his fuck? The first boss from the Duke Nukem 3D.
Yeah, it starts off. The demo starts off there, and then it takes you later on in the game where you're driving around.
You saw what I played.
It's the final
Yeah,
boss.
Is it the same thing?
No. Well, after that first boss, it changes.
Yeah,
You-
after the
you
first
fight
boss,
pigs
it
in the
cuts to a
desert.
later portion of the game where you're driving Duke's truck, and then you run out of gas, and so you get out of the truck, and you have to... Yeah, it's like a big, 4x4.
Humvee.
Is it a Humvee?
There's a Hummer in it.
Oh, I don't know. It's some big, stupid fucking car only Duke Nukem would drive. And so, because it's got the fucking, nuclear logo on the back, and it's just dumb, and it controls like shit. And then you get out, and the shooting combat, it's not that much fun. It really isn't. The weapons don't feel as enjoyable to use as they did in Duke 3D. You get the miniaturizer, and you're shrinking guys down, and it's a pain in the ass to step on them. It's not like it was in Duke 3D where you didn't have to worry about, doing your melee attack to actually hit them. You just run them over, and it was fun. This is not fun to me.
Aw, that's too bad. A lot of people are looking forward.
I know, and I think they're going to be vastly disappointed. I think they would have been fantastically excited for it 8 years ago.
I don't know. I have this feeling that a lot of them are just going to convince themselves it was fucking great.
Oh, you
And I-
did it at PAX.
Yeah, I did it at PAX. I played the PAX demo, and I was like, this is pretty decent, this is okay. And then Nick Chester I was talking to, I told him I thought it was okay. And Nick Chester was like, no, it's not okay. There's nothing about this isn't okay. It's fucking bullshit.
The game is gonna sell well no matter what.
Yeah.
Well, of course it is, because it's
Wait,
not the
so-
story, it's the legend.
Yeah.
I was at a bar the other night with Nick Chester, and I said, Nick, there's a photo booth here. Let's go take pictures together. He says, I got an app on my phone that does that.
That's Nick Chester.
I played the preview Duke Nukem, and it's like I wrote sparkling the silver. What I don't know what the fuck I'm saying, but
No.
I was like really excited about it. Shut up, you. Fucking like I was really excited about it, and I think it's one of those things where I'm going to convince myself that it's fun. It's Duke Nukem.
Then it is fun. Then I
Yeah,
mean,
if you genuinely believe it's fun, then it is fun.
That's okay.
Yeah,
You're
that's
allowed
fine.
to enjoy a game that somebody else doesn't. If you just fucking
Yeah, there's
fun,
nothing
it's
wrong
fun.
with liking a game that I know is an utter piece of trash.
last year,
As a fact.
Terralong, myself, and some other people we're associated with would play Sayabon Action for
Oh,
hours and hours and hours on end. That game is not necessarily good by most people's standards, but it was fun to us. We didn't care about the fact that it will kill you for no reason every 3 or 4 seconds. We loved it.
That was the one that was sort of like a Mario kind of.
Yeah, it's a
with
Mario
the cat.
game with the
cat.
Cheetahman soundtrack.
Oh
It's
yeah.
incredible.
Cheetahman?
Oh yeah, it's incredible. It's
They had
gotta
the
be
end
played.
boss. That was just crazy.
Well, just remember, like Randy Pitchford says, if you don't like Duke Nukem Forever, you're a cunt.
I am
That
a
was
cunt.
basically his implication.
I'm
It was
a
like,
cunt. I'll take it. That's
he
fine.
said you're not
I'll
a
do
true
it.
gamer if you don't play it. I mean, he's milking the fucking
I think it is one of those.
marketing.
It is one of those
perfectly.
things. Like if you don't like the idea of it, I don't know. The gameplay might fall short, but like there's this thing on next to the gameplay that's like everything else. Like I mean, admittedly it's a video game, but we're always talking about like cinematics and stuff, and it's like Duke Nukem's a character that I've loved since I was a little kid, and it's just the humor in it. It's not like classy fucking intelligent witty writing, but it's like.
Well, and that was a big part of the problem with that demo, however, is that first half, it is funny. There's some really amusing bits in it. And then the second half is completely bereft of anything funny. There's no humor in it whatsoever.
I don't know. I mean, the whole, after 12 fucking years, it should be. That was funny, but a lot of it just, I don't know, it seems cynical rather than off the cuff and
There's a
funny.
part where it teams you up with like a companion. They're like, yeah, take Private Anderson with you. He's new, and he's like, oh boy, Duke, it's really an honor to work with you. And you start going with him, and he gets killed. And I'm not sure, but I think he's supposed to die. I think the whole thing is like, why the fuck should you take this like pointless shit with you? And it's like, you just cross this bridge and a missile blows him up, and it's like, I don't know. He's like, he makes some stupid joke about the guy's name or something, and it's You're just giving me the most. You're giving me that
That
face
was
you're
awesome.
giving Holmes the other day.
Cool story, bro. You know what, Hamza? I normally would give you shit for saying that because it's a really dick move, but yeah, cool story, bro.
Didn't you do a Jimquisition about like that subject pretty much about like how Duke is just
How Duke
He's too cool to be cool.
Duke is too cool
Yeah.
to be cool. Like I think they take the character of Duke Nukem too seriously for it to be actually genuinely funny. Like I think we're not supposed to laugh at how over the top he is. We're supposed to idolize how legitimately cool he is.
Right, you
can.
And I don't think that's.
I laugh at him.
That's not how Randy Pitchford seen it at all. He is meant to be this over the top kind of guy that would never ever fucking exist, and because it's so fucking over the top and it's so unreal, that's why it's funny.
Well, the thing is that runs
Hilarity itself.
that runs contrary to what he's actually said in interviews when he said like everybody idolizes Duke. You know, he is awesome. We all want to be
That's in
him.
the game world though, which is why he gets the women, which is why he gets away with being a douchebag.
But the trouble is
Everyone
there's.
has it in the game world.
But the trouble is he doesn't come across as a douchebag, and I know, you can say that's in his world, but then that's still the world we get to play, in which Duke Nukem is awesome, acts like a cunt, and never suffers the consequences. And I don't see the joke in that so much.
Have you ever read American Psycho?
Yes.
Okay. That's not like an easy read. That kind of fucks with your head because you're in the person. It's from Patrick Bateman's perspective, and he's pointing out like every article of clothing a person's wearing, but he's not quite sure what the character is. Like it makes you a little bit crazy.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of like that, but instead of being in the head of this fucking egotistical nutcase, you're in case of this like, egotistical douchebag.
You're in
He's
another
a fucking
egotistical-
meathead. Like I almost think, and this is absolute utter bullshit, and I realize.
Yeah, I can feel it leaving there.
Fuck you.
I mean, you mentioned a book, which already is.
No. He mentioned a Bret Easton Ellis book, which is really not the same thing as an actual piece of literature.
If you could see the face Conrad is pulling right now.
I actually really like American Psycho, but it's so juvenile. Everything Ellis has is, and you guys don't care about books.
So Conrad's face looked like he had just grown a vagina that he could slip his own cock into.
Duke Nukem Forever is about 2 notches below a retard simulator. How does that sound?
Whoa.
And therefore, it being broken kind of makes sense.
I don't know. I disagree because I'd actually love a retard simulator.
check out Gotham City Imposters. There's like the mind control thing, and if the other team scores a point, you become retarded for 30 seconds, and all you can do is run around blindly slapping in front of you.
Oh dear. But anyway, this is the week of talking about good games, so let's move on from Duke Nukem.
Well, you know what? If we're gonna talk about like games that are just trying to take themselves like in this really word, this like Duke Nukem sense, let's talk about Saints Row 3, because that's really over the top. That's really like.
Now that I think
really
is
awesome.
yeah,
but it's cool. But that game is actually fun. That game is gonna be actually good.
Yeah, well, I mean, the thing about Saints Row is because Saints Row 2 like actually legit made me feel uncomfortable because you play this guy who there's no justification for anything he does, and he's supposed to be you. And I made my character look like me. I mean, it wasn't quite true because the fat slider only goes so far, but I made it look like me as far as you can. And then there's the character of me like smashing the hand of a guitar player whose only crime was standing next to the guy who you don't like, whose only crime was that he wanted to he offered you a deal, like a drug running deal or whatever, and wanted to split the offer like 60-40 in his favour, and that justified you putting toxic waste in his tattoo ink and burning half his face off. And it makes you feel uncomfortable, but then you I don't know what that game is trying to say, if anything, but it's amazing when you really think about it.
The thing the justification where Saints Row is concerned, because I've always seen it as being the silly counterpart to a Grand Theft Auto that always seems to try to take itself so seriously. They create these absurd caricatures, and I fucking hate them. I will rant endlessly about how much I can't stand Rockstar's secondary characters, but in Saints Row, those secondary characters are everyone that populates the world. They're all fucking crazy. They're all goofy and weird. And so the justification really for doing those things because you can do those things. That's all it is. It's a complete power fantasy the whole way through.
Yeah. But Conrad, the characters in like the older Grand Theft Autos were that kind of zany Saints Row thing. Like the new Saints Row games are like the old Grand Theft Autos. It's just now, since 4, everything's serious.
No, I don't agree with that really at all, though, because you had all of the families in Grand Theft Auto 3, the San Andreas characters. There was always a serious overtone to everything.
I think the only Grand Theft Auto that didn't have that was Vice City. I think Vice City had all the over-the-top characters.
Yeah, everybody in Vice City is fucking
Tommy
nuts,
Bassetti was a sociopath, and there was no bones about that.
That's the
it was
only
awesome.
Grand Theft Auto game I actually really like, Vice City. I mean, I'm not big into open world games, but Vice City for some reason just like the characters.
It's because
the world,
it's fabulous.
It is.
It's fabulous. It's bright lights, neon,
purple and pink everywhere.
Yeah, the Yakuza Stinger was the best car to drive around. Just drive around the city, sharp turns. It was great. I love that game.
But yeah, Saints Row 3 looks amazing. I know Hamza's seen it, and I had a look at it, and yeah, I mean, I love Saints Row 2. It is a game that simultaneously makes me laugh out loud and just feel really wrong. And Saints Row 2 was a powerful game. It made me feel like a bad person.
That's amazing.
I mean, the thing, there were these posters all over E3. It had Meet the Saints, Meet the Sinners, and Meet the Saints had all the Third Street Saints and your character, and then the Sinners that were the other gangs. And I found that that's a lie. Because the so-called sinners, I know for a fact, will not be as bad as you. Like, it is almost like... Yeah, I mean, it's almost like fucking Dungeon Keeper or Overlord, except worse, because you really are 100% the bad guy in Saints Row.
That's right.
There's no doubt about it. The other gangs, you'd almost want to win if you were a decent human being. And it's amazing, but I think they've got just that right sense of knowing humour to it.
Yeah, the
you
comedy
know.
involved.
Yeah.
The farting unicorn they got now? Or is it
Oh no, that was Armageddon. That's Red
Yeah.
Faction Armageddon.
Oh.
Never fought. I fucking love
Well,
Volition.
then what is-
I love
what is
Volition.
THQ game.
Oh, I'm sorry. What does Saints Row 3 have then? Doesn't it
think
have
it does-
fart
I
jars?
think
It's got
it
fart
does.
jars.
It has the
It's
game.
not confirmed yet. They might
Okay.
have the ability to fart in a jar and throw it at
Yeah, they have
people.
All right,
dildos,
my mistake.
definitely.
They have giant dildos that they've spent ages making the physics work on.
You know, his tagline is "Strap it on" because
Yeah,
dildos.
no, the t-shirts they were
Understand.
handing out at the THQ booth, they're like bright, they're like stupid purple colour, and just like, I love rim job.
Yeah,
They
oh,
have,
yeah.
they have.
God.
One of the
That's
weapons they
ridiculous.
showed off was the Apocalypse,
Okay.
which are boxing gloves with the apocalypse sewn into the lining, so that when you punch someone, they just jib, just this red explosion of paste and chunks. It's just amazing.
Wow.
Yeah, and even if you don't have weapons, you can just like run up to anyone and just like jump up like 6 feet in the air and elbow drop them in the ground, and while you're like laying there, you just pose for the cameras. Because the idea is like the Saints are now huge celebrities,
Oh,
so
that's right.
usually you start these games, you're like a small town gang member trying to work your way up.
And they get
Here
sucked
you
back
are at
into
the
it, right?
top,
Yeah.
and you can fucking like. You'll drive around town and skid around, and civilians will stop and applaud, and they fucking love you, and then you can just turn around and elbow drop them, or punch them in the nuts, or suplex them.
The first mission they showed in that game, you're robbing a bank, and during the bank heist, the civilians that are in the bank, they stop and ask you for an autograph during the entire chaos.
Yeah, because the story by that point is the Saints have become such a brand name, like they've got t-shirts, energy drinks, and they can just rob a bank and people are used to it. They just let them rob banks, and the cops let them off, and to the point where they don't even... And to the point where it's got so obvious that they wear like big giant bobble-headed mask disguises, but it's of their own faces. And that they're working with this sort of actor guy, and he's like, what, you're robbing the bank disguised as yourselves? And then like Johnny Gat is like, hey, everybody wants to look like Johnny Gat. And it's just fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, sounds great.
It's probably going to be a very, very heavy Game of the Year contender.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So what are we
Yeah.
what are we surprised didn't happen at E3? There's quite a few things I thought.
A lot of
would
people
happen
were
that
expecting Grand Theft Auto 5.
I know I was.
I had my fingers, since they did Liberty City, I had my fingers crossed for Grand Theft Auto Vice City 2.
Yeah, I know we were talking about that.
It would have it makes sense in my mind for Vice City 2 to happen, but we got nothing from Rockstar at all, or Valve, who were around.
Oh, I
Devil
didn't
May
expect
Cry.
anything from Valve to begin with. I think that they're going to be keeping quiet for a little while. They're going to ride the Portal 2 wave for a bit and
They're
keep
still-
focusing on
Well,
Steam.
They're
And
still making so much money off of Team Fortress 2. It's
But last year, Valve said like that they were going to be at E3, and then they came out and surprised us all with Portal 2 on PS3 and stuff like that. So I was really hoping, I really shouldn't have, that we'd hear something about Episode 3.
Oh, you.
I'm still disappointed that my A-Team game isn't being made.
I know.
It is Renegade Ops.
Oh, I played it. It's not. I mean, it's cool. Renegade Ops is actually a really neat little game, and I'm glad I took the time to go and check it out, because it's a fun dual-stick shooter.
Right.
But I want the A-Team.
Well, Payday?
Payday's as close as it's gonna get for me right now. I think they got to get some licensing shit together, because there's no excuse for there not being an open world A-Team game. That just, I mean, come on. The license is perfect. It just kills
Well,
me.
the trouble is there's no challenge in an A-Team game, because the objective is to find them.
No, the objective isn't to find the A-Team.
The
The A-Team goes and does missions. They're the ones who
that-
help the people who
that was
cannot help themselves.
I made an awful joke.
Yeah, I know, and it was not good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yes, I know. If you can find them, you can
Yeah.
hire them. Yeah,
That
no,
was the- that was the
I got it.
humor.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah. It just
big
wasn't
time,
funny.
big time. Fuck you, Conrad! Let's see you try and host a fucking podcast. Oh, wait, you did.
No, I don't anymore. Yeah.
Speaking of
That actually sounded like I was being mean about it. I wasn't. I just actually remembered you did. And now it just sounds like I was being a cunt. I'm sorry, cunt.
No.
Speaking of the A-Team game, we have Brian Provinciano.
Yes.
in
We
here.
should make an A-Team game.
Who's making Retro City Rampage.
This is Brian, the other name you said.
Like, we actually have an honest God.
And he put an A-Team-esque group of characters in his game, and you can grab the A-Team van and do A-Team-like missions if you so choose, or the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles van. Am I right about this? I'm right about this, right, Brian?
Yeah.
Here I am talking about your own game.
Yeah.
Introduce yourself, Brian. Say hi to the people.
I'm Brian.
Hey, Brian. What do you make?
I make video games.
Oh, yeah? Like what?
What are you going to talk to us about today, Brian?
I'm making a game. It's called Retro City Rampage, and it's neat.
How close are you to being done with it?
Getting close actually. Missions are about 98% done, and yeah, so it's gonna be in the bug fixing stage soon, and it'll be out in a few months, but can't say for sure when. It's Microsoft's choice, and they can take as long as they want.
Oh, that's right. So it's going to Xbox Live Arcade first.
Yeah.
And then PC and WiiWare later on? Maybe?
Yep. It'll come out to WiiWare later, and other platforms in the future.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
an Xbox.
Yeah.
You want this game? It's so
The game's
wow.
amazing.
Yeah.
I still remember the first time I saw it at like PAX. I was like, this is like incredible. So I'm a huge retro like lover, and just like, yeah, I want to play this game really bad.
Oh shucks.
I think that Retro City Rampage really does feel like a love letter to all of the pop culture and things that we as gamers grew up around us, all sort of shoved into this big package, just cramming in as much of it as possible. Lefties is in there. Does anybody in this room know what Lefties is besides me and Brian? Lefties is the bar that you start at the beginning of Leisure Suit Larry in the Land of the Lounge Lizards. It's fucking in his game. You can go in and it's exactly the same.
I just heard they're remaking Larry 1 again.
What?
I just heard that this morning.
Oh my god, hang on,
And
I gotta
I
go
think
spank
they got
it.
Al involved.
No, because they haven't gotten Al involved in anything.
The Sierra must not be. It must be someone who just was like negotiated the
Well,
license.
it was all Vivendi, the
they
Vivendi
screwed
merger
things
and
up.
Activision and all of that. But Al Lowe has been kind of bitter for a long time.
He's the nicest guy ever, by the way. I met him at E3, like I think in 2006 or something, and he was like one of the nicest guys ever.
Well, it's so funny because he did all of these great games. He started out his career as a music teacher, and then went and made fucking Leisure Suit Larry. Like he was teaching children. Then he goes on to make Leisure Suit Larry.
Is it loud near school?
And afterwards, now you know what he does? He runs a joke website.
What?
He updates every day with some new joke that someone has sent him. It's Al Lowe's Cyber Joke of the Day 3000. And he's been doing it for like 10 years.
That is the ultimate joke of it.
It's really amazing. And they're actually pretty good jokes a lot of the time. No, it's just something he does for fun. He's in retirement.
Yeah, he also plays in a band if you're in the
Yeah,
Seattle
he's
area.
a sax player, right? Is it sax?
Yeah,
I think so.
Wow. You guys
Speaking
know
of
your-
teachers, you know who else was a
whatever that
teacher? Does anyone watch Epic Mealtime?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah, he was a teacher, but now he kills animals and stuff. Well,
Is he still a teacher?
no, I don't think he is. It's just all about bacon now. It's the greatest show ever. Everyone's got to watch it, and it's from Canada, so yeah, it's a proud export.
Canadian entertainment exports, we're really lucky. I mean, we get to send you all of these assholes who don't think our country's good enough anymore, and you send us all your comedians and singers of note. I mean, now you did have to. I think we did kind of get the shaft on Dion. I think we kind of got fucked there.
Celine Dion?
Yeah.
Don't forget Bieber. Actually, I
Oh,
like
yeah.
No,
Give him Bieber too much.
Yeah. John Candy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You got
Levy,
famous on
Alanis
YouTube. If only I could say the
Morissette.
same.
I mean, all of Second City.
You know what's funny though is in Canada, almost all the stations are from America. We know more about American politics than Canadian politics. 'Cause
You know
the
more
Daily
about
Show is
American politics
entertaining.
than Americans know.
Yeah, very true.
I learn everything from the Daily Show and Colbert Report.
Who doesn't?
Yeah, who doesn't really? Like, who watches the regular?
Which reminds me,
news?
has anybody had time to watch this week and see what the response has been on the Anthony Weiner thing? I mean, I don't want to like sidetrack into some dick joke. You have not heard about this? All right, Anthony Weiner, he's a Democratic representative in New York. That's his actual honest to God name, so bear with me because this is going to get funny.
Okay.
A week and a half ago, A woman claimed, a college grad student, I guess it was, claimed that Anthony Weiner sent her over Twitter a junk shot. Yeah, his junk. Yeah, I mean,
a junk shot of his dick.
It basically, it's his like semi-erect penis pressed against his thigh in a pair of gray briefs. So after this comes out, he denies it. It's not Wiener's wiener.
No. He said
it could have been mine, but I don't know what's on my computer. So like Monday or Tuesday this week, it comes out that I lied about it. I've done this with 6 other women over the past decade, and now his career could effectively be over. The dude was going to be mayor of New York.
I heard yesterday that he was fired, but the news was he was fired, but he posted on Twitter that maybe he'll start an underwear brand, or he should start.
Well, I don't think you can fire him. He's a representative.
Okay, yeah.
And he said he wasn't going to resign. So.
Video games are cool.
Is
it too late? I gotta say, is it too late to put an Anthony Weiner joke in Retro City Rampage?
It's not too late.
It's not too late.
It could be in the future.
Whoa, because there's time travel.
Yes.
No,
I said, oh yes.
Oh yes, even
Yes.
better. Because one of the things I love about your game and the way I've seen it evolve since I first played it is it's not just 80s video game and movies references anymore.
Right.
There's 60s Batman references in that. There's current game references in that.
Yeah, and even The Dark Knight and stuff. It was kind of like it originally evolved through whatever I loved as a child. I started putting in the game, but eventually I was just like, hey, I like this too. I like that too. And I got such a kick out of one of the things was everyone's seen it now, but in the beginning when you rob a bank and then a bus plows through the bank and he's like, hey boss, I brought the bus. And or he yells, hey taxi, and the bus comes in, and that was one of those moments of surprise that I just thought was hilarious. And the other thing I thought was funny too was really the time travel. This is brand new information.
Yeah, it's exclusive.
Podtoid exclusive.
Exclusive.
Thanks,
The time travel, the reason why time travel is in the game is entirely because of the fact that I thought it would be funny if Bill and Ted's phone booth landed on someone.
You are correct, sir.
And it was funny because I had a playtester in the beginning. I was like, I don't think this fits. I was like, doesn't matter. I gotta have the time machine landing on someone.
Can it land on Snooki? Can you put Jersey Shore in there, please?
Actually, funny thing you mentioned that. I actually do have a part where Major Lee Solid says, meet me at the chopper at Snooki Shore.
I'm so happy right now.
Well, there you go. Yeah, I mean, there was an influence. I mean, yeah, let's fist pump everyone. Come on, right now.
Fist pump!
No, I think we're supposed to go like that.
Okay, so here's the question: when are we going to see a Jersey Shore Connect game?
All you do is just...
No, you guys see a situation workout game.
Well, actually,
Oh my god.
there is a Jersey Shore connected. It's U-Star. They have U-Star on MTV now, and they demonstrated. They have Jersey Shore clips.
Oh my god,
The
I
dumbest
think Snooki-
fucking game ever.
Snoop Dogg. No, come on, Snoop Dogg supported it. Game of the year.
Yeah. Snoop Dogg likes a robot now.
He also supported like stickers for your game consoles. I saw him like a few years ago at one of the gaming E3 things or something, and yeah, he was promoting stickers.
How the mighty fall.
That was actually after his game that was canceled. That looked interesting.
It did look interesting.
Yeah.
Snoop Dogg.
Okay, let's be realistic.
He had like
If-
around San Andreas.
If Snoop Dogg wasn't a rapper,
Oh yeah, I remember that.
would you really not like take him for a nerd? I mean,
Snoop Dogg's awesome.
no, he's awesome.
yeah.
There's no
What's his
doubt
real
about
name?
that.
What's his real
But
name?
like, I don't know.
Well,
It's
that's what I
something
like
nerdy.
about Snoop Dogg. Like,
He's
you see so
awesome.
many like
Also-
hip hop artists and rap artists. They look so fucking miserable all the time, and it's all about violence and fucking being
Well, even when it is about
annoyed.
violence, like,
But a lot of Snoop Dogg stuff is the guy just looks like he's having fun all the time. Like he's having a laugh.
He's got a guy in his entourage who's paid solely to roll blunts.
That's
Guy's
awesome.
title. Like, what do you
Blunt
like?
roller.
Personal assistant for the
Blunt fluffer, maybe.
The Bluntsmith.
Blunt fluffer.
He's the Bluntsmith by royal appointment.
There's a quick story about Snoop Dogg, Destructoid related, that Venom told me. I actually missed it. But apparently Snoop Dogg was at the U-Star thing, and his people, his entourage, were rushing him out of E3 because he'd been there for 15 minutes and that was over his quota. But he saw someone dressed as the Destructoid robot, and was like, hey, sup, robot? He started like rubbing it and stuff like that, and like, little robot. And that video should go up someday.
Nice.
Oh.
Yeah.
Was that the day we had a girl just as a roommate?
Yeah,
that was it.
Yeah, there was a reader.
Yeah.
She's not a teenager. She's not in her 20s. I'm not calling her old, but she's older than I figured our readership was. She's in her. She might be as old as me.
I think I overheard the story as she was explaining it to Niero. I think we even have a video of it, but she's not even a fan or a reader. It's just someone tweeted at her that we're looking for like someone to beat a robot, and apparently it's been her life goal to like be a robot or something.
What?
Yeah, like ever since she was little, she wanted to grow up to be a robot or some shit like that.
Okay, so I feel significantly less important for getting into E3 now.
She was awesome.
We let her into E3.
She worked really hard at it, and she
Can
was
we get
really
can that be the new Detroit slogan? What's up, robot? Snoop Dogg.
You gotta add music. It could be the intro to the TV show.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Well, we don't want to get rid of that intro.
That's true. It's a good intro.
I don't like that intro.
Oh come on!
I want it as a song that we can have people download remix.
Can you tell me what the hell the lyrics are to that song?
No.
We all hate Scoville.
Okay, thank you. We were specifically told, like, one of our Jessica, who does our like things. I don't know what the fuck her title is. She types stuff on the internet that has to do with our videos. But she was like, running the YouTube channel, and someone asked, like, we always get comments like, what does the theme song say? And she's like, what does it say? And there's a brief discussion, and she was like about to like tell them, and Zach was like, no, don't say. It keeps them guessing. Like,
whoa,
What?
Jesus
Kind of like
fucking
Penny. Kind of like Penny's like. The South Park.
It kind of is.
I like chicks with big titties.
It doesn't say we all destruct. It's like we didn't make that song.
I thought it was like we
You know
all
what
do
happens?
drugs or something.
Yeah.
We all hate that. We are Destructoid. I don't know.
Yeah, I'd love to get someone like, I don't know, like the mini bosses or someone to do a theme song, like someone cool. Like I don't know where the song came from, but like it has no soul.
Whoa! Wow. Theme song.
It's stock music. Like
No, it's catchy.
No, I don't
it's
feel like
catchy.
it's stock music at all. I
with you,
really
though.
dig that
The
song.
Jersey Shorecast would totally fist pump it. It just needs to be a little
Can we get
longer,
video of that,
like 20 minutes of like loop.
Well, everybody can win. I mean, the mini bosses could do something.
Speaking as someone whose show has the best theme song in the world, that's me on the Jimquisition, only on the
You've got
Escapist.
a really good theme song.
Yeah, that's my song. I think it's okay. I just wanted to get another chick plug in for Drill Queen.
Okay.
Well, going back to the fact that we had someone as Mr. Destructoid, your game, Brian, has a little special cameo.
Oh yes, it does.
Do tell, please.
It's a two-parter. Ooh. It's got this whole mission in the story where you're climbing up the big Mr. Destructoid in a Smash TV style thing, and then you fight Dr. Von Buttnick and his robots. And then, of course, after Mr. Destructoid becomes a playable character, and you can go to Wonder Hats to buy his helmet, and you can wear his helmet, or you can be actually Mr. Destructoid.
Whoa, I didn't know you had the option to do both.
Oh, yes.
That's awesome.
It's special.
See, I have special powers.
Wow.
Keep them mysterious.
Destructoid is kind of like being in an open world crime game. I mean, our boss is like a mysterious Cuban man. Like it's just a ragtag bunch of characters who are all, cliches.
We are the Saints.
We are the Saints.
We are the saints of video games. I really like
I think
that.
that's why we like Saints Row 3 so much.
Yeah.
Yep.
We are the
You might
Saints.
find another treat if you go to MJ's Plastic Surgery Clinic. You can customize your face to look like...
Wait, no, don't talk about the plastic surgery. Go back to the video game.
No, it's in the video game.
That was the joke.
Okay, so the plastic surgery within the video game Retro City Rampage.
You can customize your face to look like some familiar people listeners might know.
Whoa!
Wow, there is a big bit
I
of
didn't
news.
even know this. All right.
What are you getting at here?
May I? Oh God, Katrina's calling me, and I'm gonna tell her to shut up because I'm about to drop some fucking awesome.
Answer. Fuck. Ignore.
Hey, baby, I'm gonna call you back because I have something really important to do right now.
He's got to use the washroom.
Baby, I'm not ready yet. I'm so sorry. Please do. That's the response.
Wow.
God, I love this. I love you. I'll talk to you soon. So, I know I'm the luckiest motherfucker on earth. So, Brian sent me these images of these faces that you can have in Retro City Rampage, and they're absolutely mind blowing. And I see 1, 2, 3, 4 of them in this room. 5, 6? Or do we have 6 of them in this room? 6 of how many? There's like 9, maybe.
I don't know. There were quite a few. Yeah,
there's a lot of them.
At least 9. Yeah.
So we are in Retro City Rampage.
Ladies and gentlemen, the saints of video games, Destructoid.com and Mr. Destructoid and his editors are in Retro City Rampage.
Yes.
Like, I mean, and that is like, it's a life goal of mine.
Like, I knew this was happening, but I thought it was just going to be portraits in a room or something. I didn't know we were actually playable.
And so you can go to MJ's Face R Us and get your...
That's a fucked up name.
no respect to the dead. No respect to the dead.
Well, they're the ones that can't fight back.
It's true.
Yeah.
I feel like...
I mean, seriously, if Anne Frank was alive, she'd be fucking livid with the things I say about her.
That's true.
But no, I mean, literally, like, this is like the fulfillment of a fantasy that I've had from childhood, and I'm so unbelievably humbled to be a part of a video game, and I just want to thank you, Brian.
I'm known
from the bottom
for
of my heart.
fantasies.
What are you doing later?
I know where this is going.
See, I didn't know that. I didn't know my face was in the game.
Wait till you see them.
That's
I mean, they're
amazing.
amazing. I look like the fucking arch villain of some. I look like the guy about to tie what's her bitch to the train tracks. I mean, it's awesome. They really look
like
good.
the evil villain in like a DuckTales or something.
Yeah. They're great.
Wow.
Yeah. That's a high note. I think we should.
I think we're ready to wrap this up. And you can't top that. So, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Destructoid and several Destructoid.com editors are going to be in Retro City Rampage. Rampage.
I love it how the room just got quiet on this revelation. It's like we're all trying to figure out what the fuck.
But I can't even breathe in now without getting this smell of smug self-satisfaction.
I know, right?
You know? Yeah, so... IGN with your booth at E3, fucking G4 TV buying half the show.
Did you see G4's booth babes? Holy shit, could they have been any more shiny? Like, they had these silver sequined things. I could not see their cleavage for the blinding light coming from the rest of their bodies.
They look like space Viking prostitutes who've been bedazzled.
That had been bedazzled.
You know what annoys me?
Oh, please do tell. I'm gonna know soon.
Who is at E3 and has the time to go over to G4 TV's booth, or IGN's booth, or the 4G Sprint booth?
Right. Developers.
People,
I went to the Sprint.
I don't give a fuck. Anyone who's at those booths should have their badges taken away. If you're not fucking working, get out of my show. No. Get out. Stop wasting my time. Stop taking the piss out of me. Sitting around at IGN's booth clapping like fucking seals or whatever vapid bullshit they're spewing forth like farts from Satan's cherry red anus.
Wow.
Alright, so I thought it was a high point before. I was wrong.
The people clapping at the G4 booth were paid to be there very much.
Well, there we go.
Really? They do that. They did that at the VGAs too.
Actually, I remember a few years ago. What's her name? She was on Attack of the Show. Now she's doing TV shows or something.
Olivia Munn.
Yes, she was wearing this basically see-through white dress with the showroom lights, and she was kind of prancing around like waving her skirt at the nerds around watching. So
she's insufferable. I'm sorry. I don't find her entertaining.
Ladies and gentlemen,
and her show got canceled. Well, I mean, and don't get me wrong. I'm sure that she could be a lovely person and somebody that could be capable of holding down a real conversation or something. But she's just not fucking entertaining. And I see her on the Daily Show now. And
what?
Isn't she? Isn't she
doing?
Maybe.
Yes, she's done it a few times.
Yeah. And I mean, the stuff that she does, it's just like not. Any other female cast member on that show could nail it down better than she does as I'm the pretty girl.
With all due respect to gaming journalism, it's like, she's that guy who like repeated 8th grade a whole bunch of times and was then like the most popular guy in junior high.
And then became a girl?
Well, yeah.
I love how
after
after getting this great sort of news and this affirmation about our own careers, we instantly attack everyone.
No, she's on top of the world. She had a fling with Justin Timberlake.
Whoa.
Oh, who didn't? I've had a fling with Timberlake twice already.
Seriously, he keeps texting me. It's fucking obnoxious.
Good guy.
Okay, we should wrap this up. Wow.
Yeah,
What a week. What a wonderful little show we've had. With lots of people.
This is like the Star Wars holiday special.
Oh, except no one's going to listen to this.
Oh no, they are. They've been clamoring.
I hope not. That's why I slag off Kotaku and IGN and G4 and everyone else on this, because no one listens. Oh no, I do it on Twitter as well. Okay. Well, we've had a nice little show. I would like to thank Max Scoville.
I love everyone who's here and not here.
Hamza Aziz.
Drunk. I fucking hate Max Scoville.
Shut the fuck up, Hamza.
Hollie's asleep on my bed. Bob Muerte.
I like the video.
You like
Tony Ponce.
I'm still wearing the Sonic hat.
Oh, good little boy. Tactix.
Hey, I love you guys. Oh my God, it's happening.
Jonathan Hearns.
I just want to sing the theme song that B. Arthur sings in the Star Wars Christmas special. After
Yes.
Max mentioned
See,
it,
I
now
was
all
gonna
I
say,
have in my head is one more round, friends. Do you remember that giant rat is just in the background?
I know who's not getting a Life Day card from me this year.
Yeah, that's all I have to say. Thank you.
Mr. Retro City Rampage, you did a really nice fun thing with us.
Oh, shucks. I don't know how I can talk that song, but I could go Friday.
Oh dear. And Conrad Zimmerman.
I'm sorry, Mom.
You did a great Conrad.
Oh, thank you to Andy as well for giving me all this posh recording stuff. And yeah, just Podtoid will be a bit late the next one. Because Max Scoville's fucking around.
I'm taking a fucking vacation in Malibu, okay?
As always, you can catch Max Scoville and our usual co-host Tara Long, who's asleep, on the Destructoid show Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. You can catch Jonathan Holmes, myself, Hamza Aziz, Conrad Zimmerman, Hollie Bennett, Tony Ponce, and everybody else on Destructoid.com, and you can see some of the Destructoid editors and Mr. Destructoid in Retro City Rampage. Until then, yeah. Fuck. Hollie Bennett lives. Goodbye, everyone. Goodbye.
Bye.
Let's touch tips, everyone.
I hope you still had that recording.
Oh, yeah.